Hopefully I do this right.
You guys, if my sound is making a noise, does everybody else hear that?
We're here.
You're good.
Yeah, you're fine.
We should be live, guys. We
Is
should
everybody
we should be live, man. We should be live. Definitely. We are. What is up, everybody? Tonight we have a huge blockbuster superhero freaking panel. We have Illuminacy, the DCP, and Truthy McGoo. And we also have the Glare coming on a little bit later. He is running a little bit behind. We are also going to be talking about some very sensitive subjects. So I do want to put out a warning right now. This is a trigger warning ahead of time. There may be some things that we talk about that might just freak you out just a little bit. But I implore you to try to stay no matter what, so you can hear absolutely everything we have to say, all of our reactions, everything that's going to be going on with these families, the bullshit that they're putting all of these kids through, just to always remember that abuse isn't always physical. There's always had a mental abuse as well. With that being said, guys, I want to thank everybody that's out there watching, all 77 individuals that are out here kicking ass with us, and to all those people that'll be coming in slowly. Really, really thank you. Unfortunately, I have to get on a call real quick. My guys are pouring cement. As everybody knows, I'm in Honduras, and we are building some homes. So I have to get on a call. It's going to be about a minute long. I'm going to let the DCP take it from here. So go ahead, buddy.
All right, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. As you guys know, I don't know if you know this or not, but my name is Josh. I'm from the Dad Challenge podcast, and recently I've uncovered some crazy analytics that's going on. Lacey, we talk a lot. Lacey and I work together on her channel, and it's amazing. Don't forget to go subscribe. Truthy, I've been with you. We've talked about a bunch of different things outside of this, but generally my channel is geared towards parenting, and it has morphed into a anti-exploitation campaign, basically against family vloggers, and that's kind of where my niche has pinpointed itself. And so what I'm doing now is, for whatever reason, this thing just has exploded, and I thought, hey, let's get on a call. Not only have I been struck by these family vloggers like copyright striked, and I'm fighting it as we speak because they're scared, so I can't go live on my channel, which is whatever. I don't care. I don't go live very often anyway. So I thought tonight, why don't we get some amazing people on here who are against the exploitation of children, as far as I'm concerned. Who, specifically Truthy, you and I have talked about the SL case a lot, and that's a big deal on the internet right now. And it's very polarizing. This isn't very polarizing. This is like, you're either for exploitation of kids or you're not. So if you engage in watching these channels, you're actually taking part in the exploitation of children. That's going to be my stance today. It's a pretty hard line, and I want to show you guys some data, some analytics. And so the analytics is what's kind of popped. Now, what do you guys know about analytics? Like, Lacey, have you been watching what's been going on?
Well, I've been watching what's been going on with you. I don't quite know how to read the I wouldn't even know where to begin. If you were to say, Lace, go get your stuff and bring it back to me, and I wouldn't know. I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Good. So you're going to be you're going to be the person that I'm going to expose this to. So you're our audience that people don't know what I'm talking about, which means good. I'll explain it to you like you're 5 years old. Truth, you understand analytics. You understand what's going on in the back end. You're kind of a techie guy.
I was going to tell you when we were backstage, I just looked the other day, my channel went from 78% female to 92% female. So I'd love some male subscribers.
I feel the same way.
You're not going to find any on my channel. So, but so, I mean, a lot of this has to do, what do you guys know so far about this? You're back, EJ. I like calling you EJ. You're back. What do you guys know about family vloggers? What do you know?
I just know what I know from, Daddy 05? Mm-hmm. Who is the most horrible person on the planet?
Yeah,
I mean, he's like the devil reincarnated.
Okay, walk me through that. Walk me through. I don't know the story. Tell me, because
so basically, what he did was just a lot of joking with his kids, but it was mental torture with his one son. I think his name was Cody, where that child was the brunt of absolutely everything. He literally took the kid's Xbox, destroyed it in front of him. And that's one of the smallest things. The other one was he would let the older brothers punch him in the face. They had another one where there was a competition between Cody and the sister where they would slap each other, and the person to quit would be the loser. And so the daughter got slapped by Cody and lost. Then the older brother got into the competition and had slapped the little one. And Cody, being the smallest, got his head smashed in with this slap, and
Mhm.
it just the mental torture, man, of this child. I think me and Truthy McGoo were talking about this earlier.
Yeah.
He is no longer with the family.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So I knew of them. I guess I never put them in the category of family bloggers, but I knew of them just because of it was actually in the news. They were
Yeah.
a big channel, and so their final prank, as I recall, was they shot invisible ink all over the carpet, and they
Yeah.
blamed.
Yes.
They said,
Yeah.
"What'd you do? What'd you do, Cody? What'd you do?" And then the kid's crying and screaming, and
Yes.
they're like, it's invisible ink. We got you.
Yeah.
And that was the final straw. And from what I know, that Cody's gone. They took.
Kid, he had a breakdown. He had the child had
Yeah.
he was like 9 years old, beautiful young man. You could tell he was very smart, very
Yeah.
articulate. He knew what he wanted to do in life, but his family was just holding him back, man. And they mentally tortured this child beyond anything I've ever seen.
Holy cow.
So he is
But it made
king.
main news, I think.
It did make main news, and he is
Yeah,
the
it
king
did.
of harsh and evil family vloggers.
So they
He's horrible.
basically, so good. I'm glad I'm never hearing about this. So they basically tortured this little kid for views.
Yes.
He's out of the family now. Has there been
Yes.
any charges been pressed, anything like that?
I don't know. I haven't followed as
So-
much, so
The last time I looked, the dad had turned the channel into all the kids are still there, and they're all trying to make rap videos and make it big in the
Oh,
hip hop industry. But yeah, so I don't know. I would assume that he doesn't have any charges, but yeah, I know. From everything I read, they took Cody away because of the documented mental abuse and physical abuse.
yeah. Oh,
Well,
it was horrible.
okay. Well, I'm going to dive into it. So, I mean, there's been some problematic, things that have happened out there, specifically as it pertains to YouTubers and family vloggers. And now this is a relatively new phenomenon. If you know anything about Johnny Kate plus 8, those kids have actually now grown up. I think they've got to be around 18 now, don't they? They're close to being adults.
the oldest ones are in college.
Yeah, so they're
Yeah.
old. Some of them are of age, and they apparently it messed them up completely. And so we do have a slight benchmark of what this has meant for putting your life on the line. Though, think about this: TLC, they started the whole thing with all these family vloggers, but those people actually had to abide by SAG-AFTRA rules, whereas YouTube does not. There are no protections in place for these kids on YouTube, which is what I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about today. These kids are being exploited for views and money, and they're being birthed from their mother's vagina from the moment they come out for lots of money. Recently, Bits of Bish, I call her Bits of Bish, she's Bits of Brie, Brianna Kay, and then Tiffany Beeston, both just had babies within days of each other. They have babies, allegedly. I can't say that they do. They have babies because it's their job. They do it because it's content. And it's big, big money to have babies on YouTube.
Moneymaker.
The Weiss Life now they're pregnant. Everybody's pregnant. I know COVID is this place because everybody's getting pregnant. But what they're doing is I'm going to argue tonight that there's no possible way that you can get these kids consent. And if you look at this channel called It's Our Life, Kendall Rich, I don't like Kendall Rich, and it's not a mystery. She is a terrible mother, okay? Because she loves the drama. She baits predators on her channel with her kids. She scares the crap out of her kids. They have a video where they're opening the kids like, drive off, mom, call the police, because their predator was coming at them, and they're filming it, okay? I'm gonna argue today that you cannot have consent as a kid. I'm not even up to the point of being an adult, 18, I'm gonna say, because here's why. Nobody knows the ramifications of having your entire life on the internet. Okay, what it's going to mean. And I've just finished an interview with a person, and that's going to drop on Friday. It's going to be a bomb because I've actually discovered behind the scenes stuff that nobody's ever going to hear. So tonight I'm going to show you guys some analytics. I'm going to open up the conversation. There's going to be 3 main points I'm going to make. Okay, we're going to talk about we're going to conversate, about how is there any way that a kid and what can give consent, and if so, what age? We'll talk about what that means, because I know that, Lacey, you have teenagers. I know I have teenagers. A lot of us have kids, we can have a cognitive conversation about it. 2, I'm going to discuss the ideas of predators and these things called predator playlists on YouTube. Okay, I've discovered it. People discovered it before, and I just stumbled upon it again. Okay, and then 3, we're going to discuss what we can do, and then we're going to look at their analytics and then scare the shit out of you. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I was actually going to suggest a new hashtag because it sounds like vaginal trafficking.
That'll go real well.
Oh yeah.
There is a hashtag. The hashtag is kids. Wait, what is it? Kids can't. No. What's the hashtag is kids aren't content, or kids aren't content. So
Oh,
hashtag
that's
kids
good.
aren't content. That's what we're going to go with, that we're going to put out on Instagram and all this stuff, because these family vloggers, what they end up doing is they end up just like blocking everybody, which is fine, because I'll make you a certificate. It's called blocked by a twat. And if you get blocked by somebody, I make you a legitimate certificate that you can print out by the person who blocked you, your name, I sign it, and it's got an official badge on it and stuff like that. Because what I want to do is open the conversation, because when you go into these people's Instagrams to comment, because like most often on YouTube, you cannot comment because YouTube changed that. And we'll talk about why in a second.
Yeah.
But if you go in and comment, and talk, and don't be rude about it. You can go to these comments on the Instagram and say, look, why do you do this? Why do you do this? And they'll block you. But if enough people see that, the conversation will start. So,
Oh yeah, of course.
So what do you guys want to talk about first?
So I was thinking, I really want to see the analytics. That to me is such a telltale sign of what's going on. We can get a better picture of the whole machine, so to speak.
Okay, let me get those up here real quick. 1 second. Where did you guys go? Okay, where the heck? I lost you. So hold on. Give me a second.
We hear you.
I know, but
So,
I'm like, where the heck did the thing go?
Just so everybody knows, I really appreciate the panel for doing this. I really appreciate everybody coming to watch and to participate and learn about this. And I get a lot of people that are saying thank you to me for doing this. You don't have to thank me. This is something that should be done by every and any adult that cares and loves children and wants to protect our future by not having children that are mentally, screwed up pretty much, And I do this on a daily basis as well anyway. So it's not like it's going out of my way to do something different than I normally do.
Yeah, that's one thing I want you to forget is the story that you told us about what you do personally, hands-on, eventually after Josh does his stuff. That's a very powerful story.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that because we're gonna make parallels between the two things that are crazy.
Yes.
Okay, so here I'm gonna share this with you guys right now. I'm gonna go to this. I'm gonna share this with you. So here I'm gonna share this with you guys. Can you let me know if you can see that? Can you go ahead and share that? Mr.
Yeah, maybe not. Depends. Oh, where's my mouse at? There it is. I've got the ID mouse because I have two computers.
Yeah.
So it's
okay.
There we go.
Everybody can see this, right? Okay. Before I get started, on showing you guys these analytics. First of all, I want to show you guys a profile of somebody. Okay, this girl's name is Danielle Cohn. Okay? I want you guys to tell me how old do you think this girl is?
I would say she looks like she's about 19, 20.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, she's 14.
No way. Take it off the thing. Whoa, no.
Okay.
I might burn my eyes out now.
Okay, guys, here's why this is really, really scary. Okay, so first of all, again, Danielle Cohn is another story. It is not family vlogging, but it is an instance of a mother taking advantage of her daughter, and she has been on Instagram since she was 11 years old looking like that.
That's crazy.
Okay? Her mother has put her in lingerie. She has lied to sponsors about her age.
I've heard about her.
Yeah.
She had an Instagram and there was a big thing. I remember that now.
Okay, so her mother lies to sponsors. And she's sponsored by Bang Energy. Guys, do me a favor. If you drink Bang Energy drinks, don't drink Bang Energy anymore. They sponsor underage models. And this girl has been exploited by her mother for millions of views and millions of dollars. Okay, and she starts drama.
What a horrible name. What a horrible name for a drink company if that's what you're sponsoring.
Exactly. But it gets crazier with Danielle Cohn. Okay, she got pregnant when she was 13 by a boy that her mom let live in the house. And then she got it terminated. Okay, and her mother made her do a video about the whole termination and tell the whole world about what she was doing. And like, her mother is completely exploiting her. She doesn't understand what's happening. So that's a side thing. I want to show you something. She's 14, and everybody knows she's 14. And I bought the analytics for Danielle Cohn's Instagram, and this is what it looks like, okay? She's got 4.7 million followers. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Okay. In order to advertise on Danielle Cohn's Instagram channel, it's going to cost you between $6,000 and $11,000, $12,000 almost, okay? So if you want to make her wear one of your bikinis or drink one of your drinks or whatever it is, you have to pay her almost $12,000, up to $12,000, okay? Now, that's not even, like, that's whatever. You're going to make your money. Danielle Cohn dresses like an adult. She has, I think, 7 or 8 tattoos, and she's 14. First of all, that's illegal. Her biological father, does not want this to be happening, and he's being ignored and shut down, okay?
Let me interject. That is a huge thing. because a lot of people don't want to hear fathers when we talk out against this, because supposedly we do live in a culture where the opinion of the father means diddly shit, which it shouldn't be like that, especially if we are the individuals that have the best interest of the child.
Yeah.
Right.
And the issue here is that look, she's 14 here. She's got a mask that says F this Esh. She's had fake stories about breakups. Her mom does the drama. She lets the boys live with them. She is currently dating an 18-year-old boy that lives with them. And in the state of California, that's illegal. She's a minor.
Yeah.
And I think what her mother doing, Jennifer Cohn, is doing is she is holding that over this guy's head because clearly they are engaged in sexual relations. And she says if you leave this channel or whatever it is, she could have him arrested for statutory rape.
Yeah.
So, okay. She's sponsored by Cheetos. This 14-year-old girl, everybody, look at this. Sponsored by Playboy.
Nah.
Oh, no.
Playboy knows this girl's age. Playboy has to know by law that her age is 14. Playboy is advertising with a minor. I didn't even know that till right now. I've just opened her analytics right now. But look at this. I'm going to break down her audience gender demographics, okay? Female, 53%. Male, 47%. But doesn't stop there. Just the male category, right? You think she's a teenager? She's been watched by males. Teenagers, between the ages of 13 and 17, 5.25%.
Nothing.
Okay?
Wow.
Between adults between the ages of 18 and 44 years old is the majority of her male viewers. Upwards of, she's almost 50%, so 20, 32, 34, like almost like 40% of her audience, close to 40% of her audience are adult males, and they know she's not of age.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
The only way we're going to be able to stop this pandemic, it's a different pandemic, from happening, is now you got to call Playboy out for advertising using a minor. That's it. All these Hershey's and everybody else, she is hypersexualized on her channel, and Bang Energy knows it. Look at the pictures of this girl. She is 14 years old.
It looks like she's had surgery, dude.
I don't even want to look at my screen. I feel just that dirty. And I understand we need to do that so people understand and see what's going on. It's one thing to have a young lady who's at the beach and, she's in a bikini and she's swimming and having fun. It's a whole nother thing to take pictures of that young lady and put them all over the internet to exploit her body, her age, because they're not exploiting her mind. That's damn sure.
But it's not
Her job, too.
It's her job, and her mother makes millions from this. Okay, they have 2 mansions. She's forced to do it, and her mother, look, they're getting tattoos. She's dressing in lingerie. She is 14, everybody. 14. I have a 14-year-old son. This girl is 14, and she's literally consumed by predators, and her mother gets paid millions of dollars to do it. And she's forced to do it every day.
Can you look up the geographic region? Because in YouTube you can look up the geographic region. I suspect. So I looked at similar analytics in the past, and I'll tell you the number one country that likes stuff like this seems to be always an Asian country. And I'm like, why is that? But
Japan is on here. Yeah, Japan is on here. So yeah, you can look up a demographic. United States 32%, Netherlands 7%, which is weird. United Kingdom 6%, Australia 5%, Canada 3%, Bulgaria 2%, Japan 2%, and then Uruguay.
Barely on there,
barely on there. But like, it's crazy. You can break it down by all the demographics, and people are brought there by food, fashion, audience interests, and you can break down like what happened. Like you can see what post happened here, right? Why did this jump up this many subs? Because look at the picture she posted.
Whoa.
See, watch this. So you look, it's normal growth. All of a sudden she posts a picture of her daughter almost naked in a bathtub. Look at the sub jump. Okay, that's insane. Okay, look here. Sub jump. Boom. This picture with rose petals in a
I
bath.
didn't even know you could do that.
So we're seeing the analytics of, and her mom sees these analytics and knows it, and then capitalizes on those big posts by over sexualizing her daughter even more. Okay, this is just the 14-year-old, so be it, right? 14-year-old looks like an adult. You might look at it and think it's an adult, and you might even be justified by saying she looked like an adult. Okay, you can't maybe blame the guy for looking at it. But when you do find out she's not an adult, you should definitely unsub, move on, right? But that's not the problem. Okay, I want to break into something even more scary. So this girl here, where is she here? This girl's name is Everly Rose. Okay, my daughter's name is Everly, and she's 8 years old, but this one's spelt differently than mine. She is 7 years old. Okay, she has 5.2 million subscribers on Instagram, and she is blue check marked. She's 7. In order to advertise on this little girl's channel, it's going to cost you between $20,000 and $30,000. Okay, she's 7. She's dresses like this is one of the.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Okay, she's 7. People.
That's absolutely
I
nuts.
hear someone's phone ringing.
That was mine. Sorry.
Okay, no worries. And then, okay, so she dances crudely. She does the splits. I think this one is like, if I'm not mistaken, this post here is something about how to attract a boy or something like that, or how to show the boy you like or something. She's 7. No kidding. Okay, but this is not even the scariest part. You guys ready for this?
That was pretty scary.
I know, but look at the audience demographics of the 7-year-old girl. 70% male. And those are mostly between the ages of 18 and 44.
Can you go regional
Oh
on
my
that
God.
one?
Yeah, regional, United States, Canada, Russia,
Yeah.
United Kingdom, Netherlands, Portugal, Israel.
Wow.
That's crazy.
So here's the scariest part. Her parents know this. These analytics are accurate. I reached out
Of course
to
they
Social Book.
know. They don't care.
Well, they make money. I reached out to Social Book because a bunch of family vloggers were calling me out and they said that these were wrong analytics. These are not the analytics that come from the back of the channel. And this, okay? These are analytics of active people engaging on the content on the Instagram. This is people leaving comments, men who are watching. This is active demographic. Now, because you know how you can have a ton of subs and they might not all be active? This is only showing you active. So 70% male active viewers on the 7-year-old girl's Instagram. So here we go. Another big jump. Look at this picture. Her as a baby or something. And then it jumps up because of this picture right here.
I can barely see that. What is that?
Okay, it's her in a very, very skimpy 2-piece bikini thing, dancing thing,
It's
like
a
almost
dance
naked.
pose.
Yeah. It's a dance pose. And that jumped up massively. And then it started rising from there. This is the problem, everybody. They do this one post that hits. They think it's innocent. All of a sudden, oh man, we just made like 20 grand. Boom. And then they kept doing it. They kept exploiting that exploit, basically. Okay. Now, this is crazy, right? We all know that's dangerous and it's gross. And so my whole thing out here is like, okay, I'm uncovering all the analytics, like Ace Family. All these analytics are very expensive. So if you guys want them, just reach out to me and I will give you the analytics. Don't pay for them. I'll give them to you. Okay. One of the big ones that I'm uncovering right now is the R Life. Okay. And one called the Weiss Life. And I want to show you this one. The Weiss Life, I have a video coming out on Friday that's going to be one of the biggest bombs you guys have ever heard about this, a family. Okay, so they have almost 1 million subscribers. They're not one of the bigger ones, but they're pretty big. They make, on average, between $4,000 and almost $10,000 per advertisement. Okay? They make a lot of money. Yeah.
Who are their advertisers?
Let's go here. Their advertisers are a lot, actually. Holy cow. So they have Ipsy, Build-A-Bear, Sephora, Universal Studios, Chrysler, Starbucks, Hasbro, Jack in the Box, Chapstick, American Eagle, Hyundai, Red Cross. Oh my gosh. Mattel, Nordstrom, Hollister, Toys R Us, T-Mobile, Cheerios, Krispy Kreme, Grubhub, Audible, HelloFresh, FabFitFun, Costco, and Forever 21.
Forever 21 and T-Mobile. I'm like,
Forever
what?
21. Yeah.
It's here's what I found out from Shay Lee today, is that family influencers and family vloggers make way more money than everybody else because they are family friendly advertising. Those people will pay a premium if you show your kids on your channel. Okay, so check this out. Their audience demographic for a family vlogger, okay, male 35%. Everybody's like, after looking at Everly stats, you think that's low. It's not. It's not low for a family vlog. Why are men between the ages of, let's say, even start here, 25 and 64 watching a family vlog? It's not who they're targeting, and they say that they target only women. They all come out and say it's only mainly women. They're not. And you know why that they're this big? You know why they're this big? I'll show you why. Hold on, give me a second.
Well, and to interject there, they all know their analytics. If they're really that big, they know their analytics. They're just saying that to come off nicer.
It's a business at this point. Yeah, it's their job.
Well, I'll tell you why. Well, here's exactly why they got as big as they got. I'm going to pause this because I don't want to give them a view. So here's why. I'll blow this up a bit. Okay, so if you look at their videos, okay, they have a girl in their family. Her name is Gabrielle. Okay, I'm going to sort by most popular. The Weiss Life, 26 million views of the kids going to Chuck E. Cheese. Relatively, you know, I don't know why it got so many views. Maybe they put a bunch of money behind it. The second most played view is Gabrielle gets her cast cut off. And I thought, why does this have 12 million views? Here's why it has 12 million views, because most of this video is of her feet.
Oh, no.
Okay, and you all know that feet fetishizers love YouTube, okay? Gabrielle, their oldest daughter, she's 16 now, is their biggest money maker, okay? When they bring her in, look at this. They do a lot of things with teeth. Period kit shopping with her mom. This is a girl who's showing that she has her period on TV. A lot of back-to-school shopping, birthday unboxing. They have a lot of the teeth ones. Their teeth ones get millions of views. There are guys who are fetishizing teeth, okay? There's a lot of period kit stuff. Bikini, the teeth is the grossest thing. Makeup shopping, first time bra shopping with mom, no kidding. Okay, Gabrielle anyway is their biggest money maker. Okay, and this Friday we're gonna unload some stuff that nobody knows about. Period kit. How many videos do you need of a period kit? Let me ask you something, Lacey. A lot of the arguments from these moms is that we're normalizing the conversation. How many? Right. Explain to me this as a mom who had to walk her daughter through these types of things. Did you need a YouTube video to do that?
Well, listen, my kids aren't thirst monsters. Like, I'm the only thirst monster in my family. Like, I can't imagine, first of all, ever putting them in a situation on YouTube in front of the world, especially with the amount of followers and stuff. But no, you don't need a video of a period kit. And it may seem likable that it's a girl your own age, your daughter's own age, but it's not necessary. Yeah,
and if you do it, you don't need to put your daughter in it. In a picture like this, and then you're sponsored by Always. So Always they're making money off Always. Here's the thing. It's not about exposure. It's not about making it normalizing. It's about Always paying them money to put their pads in their video.
Maybe that's why they're called Always.
Yeah, because they're always capitalizing.
Yeah.
But here's the one that pissed me off. They put this little girl right here. This one, you can't, on the left, the far left, you can't really see her because if I do it, it'll go there. They told this little girl her dog died on camera. Okay, and they filmed it. 1.4 million views.
That's a popular one.
Yep. There's a lot of families doing that. So anyway, period kit shopping, bra. So this is why they're drawn to this is why it's dangerous. I'm going to go back to the analytics. This is why their audience demographic is 35% male. This is crazy for a family vlog and adult males, massive number of adult males. Okay, check this out. I'm going to show you Bits of Bish, who I don't really like, but she's kind of one of the more innocent ones, okay? Bits of Bree's analytics are what a family vlog should look like. She's got 377,000 followers, okay? And this is what a family vlog's analytics should look like. Female, 86%, male, 14%. That's what it should look like.
Well, like a makeup channel would.
Well, she does a lot of cleaning.
Right.
Look at me in my tights, and then obviously, and she's very innocent, and so she doesn't really show her kids as much as the rest, but she still does. So she doesn't show her kids in compromising positions. The LeBrant family, okay, which is the one with the girl that has 5 million subscribers on Instagram, okay, they put their daughter in so many compromising dance positions. They have 12 million subscribers, okay, to advertise.
Sorry, guys.
They have if you advertise with them is 155,000, 300,000. This is the last one I'm going to show you for now. Okay, they have so many sponsors, okay, and their audience demographic is 24% male, okay, and mostly adults. But here's the thing, they have 12 million subscribers, not 300,000, 900,000, 12 million subscribers. So hold on, I think it was something like 3.6 million men are watching this family channel, adult males. So. Those are the analytics I can get into all.
So would you line your daughter up knowing that?
Here's the issue. If
you had 10 men standing there, would you let your daughter then get in her cute little bikini and just walk and stand in front of them?
Some people apparently okay with that.
It's extreme, but yeah.
Well, this is the problem, right? So they're saying the answer is yes. They do it because it makes them a lot of money. And after watching that, what is your major take back from that? Now, seeing the analytics with your own eyeballs, what is your take back on that?
It's pedo food.
Also, that's definitely
not just that though. I also think that this is a byproduct of Kardashian culture, how it began. So exploitation is almost secondary, especially where I live in California, LA, and all that area. I mean, so I think if you want, I just heard a study the other day on Howard Stern, and they asked I think 20 different girls that if you want to get popular, what do you do? And 73% of them said make a sex tape, and they were under 12.
Wow.
So I think that is the beginning, in my opinion.
I'm
It
not
was a
shocked,
cultural.
though.
That's what I'm saying. Ever since, really, that's how Kim Kardashian made it famous. Her mother is the one who pimped. Her mother pimped out the sex tape because they weren't famous.
Yes, she did. Well, can I pivot off that for a second?
Yeah.
Jess Fam is a very popular. People love her. She's got 1.2 million subscribers. Okay, she does a lot of clickbait, and she's sponsored by a lot of people. Her male demographic's only 20%, but they're mostly male adults. But here's the problem with what she did. She got pregnant at 17 and started vlogging it. And so what she's done, like same as MTV, 16 and Pregnant, is they've created a whole swath of these girls who decided to get pregnant. Yeah, they want to get pregnant as teenagers because they can make money. They think they can get on YouTube and be famous. And yet 99.9% of them fail because they don't know what they're doing. She got lucky. Jess Fam got lucky. And now she went through a whole bunch of stuff. And so all these teenage girls are now thinking, I have to get pregnant to get on YouTube to be famous because of YouTube. And some of them make millions of dollars.
Yeah, the Catch Me Outside girl from Dr. Phil, who's now called Bad Baby.
Yes.
She was underage. I don't even know if she's of age now. I think she's probably still 17 or something. But she did that whole thing, and her mother was. Well, I mean, they were fighting on Dr. Phil, if you don't know. But the mother is now mother's on the payroll
because she has to be because she has to get her mom's consent to do all the things that they're doing. Same with Danielle Cohn. Same with these kids. These kids don't know what's going to come down the pipe later.
She's 17.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Again, guys, I put the phone down. I told everybody to deal with the problems like grown-ups, so that way I don't have to do that again. They all were crying, but we need you. Nope, you guys do it on your own. So I'm 100%.
Josh, have you ever heard of the Coogan Law?
Yeah, isn't that the one where they basically put SAG-AFTRA in place for kid actors?
It kind of. It doesn't have to be SAG-AFTRA though. So I was a banker at a large bank. And once in a while, we'd have mothers, mostly like pageant-style mothers who are exploiting their children in that way, come up. And because the minor cannot obviously open a bank account, they're the ones in control of all the finances through the Coogan Law. So they not only are they they're not blissfully unaware, they're maliciously aware of what they're doing.
Yeah, and so my main goal on this channel is not to just be out here and complaining, but my goal is to lobby politicians and whoever needs to be lobbied to
fight the good fight.
Well, even that, just to say, look, YouTube should no longer allow monetization of minors on their channel.
But let me interject real quick. So I personally think that there is a tactful way to do it.
Okay.
I think that if
I think I think that family vlogging is okay.
And it all depends on how you present the cake. If I present you a cake that's all destroyed, you're not going to eat it. You're not going to like it. But if I give you a package of saying, okay, we're not going to exploit the children, putting them in bikinis. We're not going to mentally torture our children. We're just going to show you the great experiences that we are having as families, going on vacations, not showing our children in bikinis, and also per se, let's just say family game night. We're all playing Monopoly, maybe on a live where you guys are joining in with us playing Monopoly. We're going to go Christmas shopping and we're going to buy stuff for the kids. My son's coming with us. We want to see what he's going to buy. So that way other little kids can say, oh, I like that as well. I think it's a tact. I was thinking about that all day. All day I had been thinking about this stream. I've been consumed with it. And thinking of the negative and positives and how can things be just changed and tweaked a little bit to make them better. But again, people will take the good stuff and run with it and see how far they can push the limits. So
I see your point. Showing a Christmas dinner is, everybody goes singing "Oh Holy Night" isn't exploitive. But however, I've never really thought about what you're saying, but something popped into my head. Maybe like money a little less and enjoy time with your family. Yeah. Don't put anything up there. I don't know.
Well, here's my second point. I'm gonna push back a little bit, Mr. Nut, on what you just said there. So here's why I think this is dangerous. And I actually have Dr. Kirk Honda from Psychology in Seattle coming on next week to talk about this.
Okay.
I don't think that kids can consent. And the issue here is that
Right.
they're not, your parents cannot fully get their kids' consent. And here's why. Yeah, maybe you can do innocent videos. We're playing Monopoly, going to Disneyland, all that stuff. Maybe. I have no problem with that as long as you're not exploiting your kids.
Exactly.
And they need to be, the problem is that all these family vloggers rely on their kids because that's what, and I interviewed a girl today who was a family vlogger and
That's
said
the
that you get
content.
premiums. Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Give
get
me 1
premiums
second
for
to
having your
interject.
family on. Yeah.
We have our fifth party member that's going to be coming in here in a second. The Glarer, what is up, man?
Yo, what's happening,
Will?
man?
Chilling, man.
How's it
man.
going, guys?
We're doing pretty good. We're doing great, man. I'm glad you finally made it. We were missing you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I was working, and I actually left work early so I could do this.
Ooh, I feel special.
yeah.
We feel special.
Well, no, it's even feels special. I mean, this is an all-star little panel here, man. I'm my dream panel right here. You kidding?
There we go.
Will, let me catch you up. We just went through the analytics, the problematic analytics of the family channels, and I think you mod on my channel, so you kind of know what I'm talking about anyway, right?
Yeah. But the stuff that you've been going over, I've been listening, and it's shocking. This is stuff that I have not thought about. This is stuff that I had not considered. So it's extremely educational to me. I have I already thought it was a little dirty, but it's almost like I just didn't really know why, And then now
You just
you're
felt
like
dirty inside.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Whenever Josh, usually on his lives, the ones that I managed to be able to catch and mod for, he's going over just these videos and just kind of showing why it's like, that's what is that, and then I'm looking at that going, yeah, what is that?
Yeah.
But you're going over these analytics right now, explaining how what the audience is that is attracted to this and why. Like when you were talking about feet and teeth, I was like, that is shocking. I would have never thought of that. I
didn't even hear that because I was arguing on the phone.
Well, okay, so basically what's happening here is they're fetishizing everything. So obviously, a young teenage girl who's going bra shopping with her mom, they're going to watch that because they want to see a young girl, and even if it's not showing skin or anything, it's still the concept of the whole thing.
It's the fantasizing, yeah.
So
It's
you
the
made a point that
idea.
said, yeah, exactly. You made a point though that says, look, if it's innocent, then it should be fine. But I'm going to make the argument that no.
Okay.
Here's why. Because you can't, a kid, maybe once in a blue moon, right? If your content needs your kids in it for you to make money, you are inadvertently putting pressure on your kids' shoulders to create content because it makes you money. What if your kid doesn't want to do it one day? And I know for a fact that these kids are coerced into doing a lot of this stuff. There's videos of them out there having meltdowns on their video and they're laughing about it, right? They're
That's
saying,
not cool.
no. Right, it is, and these kids are actors, and they have no protections. A lot of I think it was Tara Henderson that said, who said, I'm not going to pay my kids. They can make it on their own. I'm not going to give them anything. Right? You got people saying, oh, I might give my kids money or whatever it is. A lot of them pay their kids because they get away with paying their kids as employees because it gives them a tax break. Right? But these kids generally are just here for content. Now, not every family vlogger is like that, and I agree. But you can tell the difference between a family that needs their kids on the channel to make money and those who don't.
Exactly.
So my second tiered question here is, or whatever point, is that a kid cannot truly give consent. And even if they, Kendall Rich from It's Our Life came out and said, I get my kids' consent. And you know what? Maybe she does. But I don't think a kid can truly consent because they can't understand the ramifications of what's being put out on the internet.
So let's just say if on a hypothetical, it was 100% innocent and the parents actually listened to their kids when they said, I don't want to do it today, and they respect their wishes, fully. Like my son, he doesn't stream with me or anything like that, but he'll come in and he'll say hi when he wants to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't make him come down here and be like, yo, get over here or I'll kick your ass if you don't say hi to these people that I'm doing a live with.
Yeah.
He'll poke his head and he'll say, hey, Dad, can I say hi to everybody? I'm like, yeah, sure, come in. And he'll sit on my lap and he'll chit chat for 10 minutes and he's gone.
Yep.
In your eyes, is that something that is...
No, okay, so that's the thing. And everybody's coming at me like, I'm like, don't ever put your kids on. No. My whole argument is that you know the difference between someone who needs to use their kids for content like the Anna Saccone Jolie, the post she just made today about the Duracell. She's got her kids sitting there. She's holding Duracell batteries. She's making 10 grand, taking a picture, and Duracell will pay you a premium to put your kids in the video.
Jesus.
So that's what I'm talking about. If your kid pops, my kid pops in here all the time in his underwear by accident. Like if your kids are in there once in a blue moon, there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like these parents are putting out first periods, shaving your legs, acne problems,
That's
arguments,
crazy.
first dates, all this kind of stuff that men are what to teeth. Someone said in the comments, the teeth is about the mouth, not about the teeth. And that's gross.
I honestly have
you're
never
not,
even heard
and
of
you're not,
fetish, but I'm
you're
sure
not
it
going
exists.
to your kid. You're not going to your kid. Hey, in 5 minutes, come in the room in your underwear. You know what I mean? Like it just happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's not exploitive at all. Because I mean, kids run around in their underwear. It's what they do.
No, your content
you know?
shouldn't be your
My
kid.
daughter just ran in right now trying to give me pizza.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
man.
Yeah, I'll send it up there.
So I'm gonna set a scene for you guys. Can I set a scene? Okay.
Of course.
So these girls, let's take the little Brandt family for a second, okay? The Brandt family has to put their daughter and choose the clothes that she wears. She's 7 years old, okay? They choose the most inappropriate clothing. She almost looks like, for lack of a better term, a stripper, okay? The dance and things that they're in, they require these types of dress. And I can make an argument that they don't need this stuff. They don't need to hypersexualize children to have gymnastics events, okay? So we can talk about, that's a different topic. But they choose the clothes that she wears, the dance teachers that she has on, the songs that she dances to, and they purposely get this all ready. They turn the camera on, they film it, edit it, and put it out there, knowing their demographics. And they're not even in the video. Their daughter, it's all their daughter. They're not even in the video. It's all about the daughter.
Yeah,
I mean, there is a
But
fine
the
line.
kids are the content.
The thing about a child not being able to consent, the reason why, they counter each other, the process of it, because a child always goes to their who do they go to when they need to make a decision? They go to the parent.
Yeah.
So how is the parent, with every single decision that this child is making, they go to the parent and the parent guides them through it. That's a parent's job, is to provide guidance to their child. So how are they not basically coercing these children to do this so that they profit?
They have to coerce them. And the kids, you can't tell me a 7-year-old can make
There's
a
no
kid
way
make
it's
consent.
consensual. It can't be. That's exactly why it's not consensual. They
don't have the mental capacity to.
So do you guys know, I'm sure Josh knows, but do you guys know the rules of age of consent for content for YouTube?
No.
It's 13. So you can make content on YouTube at 13. So in essence, they are already violating YouTube terms of service because they cannot give consent legally. So that's YouTube's rules. However, I don't believe that YouTube would want to go after all these people with 10 million subscribers.
They make too much money for them.
Right. There's all these, the sponsors involved in YouTube would never stand for it.
No.
I mean,
but
the ones you named earlier, the ones you named earlier, that's insane. That's
Playboy.
That's as corporate as it gets.
Well, okay, Danielle Cohn is sponsored by Playboy, but that's on her Instagram. She does have a YouTube channel as well with millions of views. She makes money on there. But the problematic thing is that you're right. YouTube, when you hit a certain echelon of viewers, right? You get a YouTube manager. Okay, they give you somebody to help you make more money, to maximize your profit. So YouTube knows that these families do this, but you remember, a year ago, 2 years ago, YouTube took down comments on family vloggers' channels, and all the family vloggers got up in arms about it.
Right. One of my subscribers talked about that, and it was in response to the COPPA Act, COPPA.
Yes.
So
that whole situation where they got sued and all that stuff, and
but here's what happened as a side effect, because those videos can't be monetized like Josh and my videos and your videos. They got around it by creating family content that gets individual sponsors, aka McDonald's, Always, Playboy, all that. So that's their way around it. So something happened unrelated to family vloggers called the adpocalypse on YouTube years ago. Yep. And it was when warring channels, like, let's just say, I don't want to use Josh or anything. Let's say Penguin Z0, Charlie, big channel. Okay, so.
We lost you.
Did we lose him?
Yeah, sounds like it.
Wait, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's say that Charlie's at war with Keemstar, and that didn't happen. It's hypothetical, but Keemstar will go, "Oh, Charlie sponsors Gillette razors. Well, everybody call Gillette razors and tell them not to sponsor Charlie." And any advertiser will back out if they have enough backlash, because they're like, not worth it.
Of course. And
Yeah,
this
that's
is
a
what
good
one.
point,
I
too.
think it was
Yeah.
Sue M. or I don't remember. I think it was Sue or Claire who in the chat was like, we need to collectively make a comprehensive list of all of the advertisers, and then just say to these advertisers, look, do you realize what you're sponsoring? Do you see what you're promoting? Not necessarily go and troll them and badger them, but I think if you go at them and you say, hey, look, this is what we have. Look at this plate. Please explain. And why are you doing it? You know, I think that's
Yeah,
a
it's a
great
better
idea.
way because as a YouTuber, there's kind of an honor code amongst us where, like, what Josh and I have a falling out or something, and then Josh is sponsored by Gillette, and I'm like, this guy's he's a no good pedo jerk. And,
Pokemon did that to the quartering, and so
Yeah. that's what I was thinking of. I just didn't want to say it.
I'll say it. I'll
Yeah.
I'll say it.
Yeah.
So
That
okay,
happens.
yeah. And so part of me is like, the advertisers absolutely know these demographics because an advertiser will not advertise with one of these family vloggers unless they see their analytics. So they know.
Of course.
But they're gonna until something happens, like an adpocalypse of sorts. Until that happens, they're just gonna keep feeding it because it seems to be working for them. So what we have to do to mobilize this whole thing is, you're right, we all need to go after targeted advertising. So if Anna Ciccone Jolie advertised for Duracell, we need 1,000 people right off the top to say, Duracell, I refuse to buy your batteries anymore because you advertise with Anna Ciccone Jolie, and they have here's a video on them basically abusing their kids with cold showers. They have a video out there where they're giving
I've seen that.
they're giving their kids cold showers because she was throwing her poop around. So they punish
say it
her.
all the time.
It's
Cold
child
shower,
abuse.
cold shower. Yeah.
Yep.
That's crazy.
I didn't see that.
Who taped up the kid's thumb? That was Micah's family, wasn't it?
Micah did
yeah.
that.
What?
Yeah. Taped up a kid's thumb.
We all
So
know
she-
Mike, like they're the worst. And if she ever came back to YouTube, it would be I don't even know. Like she would be ratioed in seconds flat. And I honestly believe, I truly believe this. She's coming back.
Yeah, maybe.
You don't have 685,000 subscribers sitting there for nothing.
Yeah, I think she's too narcissistic. Narcissistic
Well,
to stay
she
off.
might come back as the villain and understand that her first video is going to get millions and millions and millions of hits.
Well, I
even if it's just one.
suspect she'll do the sad fishing technique. Whereas, oh my God, I've had death threats and harassment. We loved the kid. We didn't want to rehome him. All the YouTubers are ruining my life.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be sad fishing. And Lacey and I are going to actually talk about a problematic channel next week. I think, Lacey, we're going to talk about a channel that, and actually multiples, not just one channel. Channels that use things like losing a child or things like that and monetize it. And
That's crazy.
Because you have to be very careful with it, because a lot of them are putting their lives on the world for you to see, because they're like, this is my life, it's real and raw, blah blah blah. But if you're using a death of a child or a miscarriage or whatever it is to make money, it's problematic as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
you got to be careful. You got to be careful, because if
I
you
think that there's
My stomach is turning, dude. It's
go
been
ahead, Lacey.
turning.
Sorry, Lacey. Say what you're saying.
It's so bad.
Yeah, go Lacey.
I was just gonna say I must be on a delay to you guys or something, but it's not a big deal. I was just gonna say that there's using your kids' medical stuff is that is a hole right there. But I don't know. I don't even have words for like kind of the anger that lights under me. But I lost a son a year ago, so that's probably why it's a little fresh, you know.
Well, and that's why that's why I think bringing Lacey on to talk about this is going to be important, because I haven't lost someone close to me like that. And people are saying, don't come after these families because you're going to get ratioed. But I'm like, you know what? It has to be talked about, because you brought up a good point, Lacey. Here's the problem with a lot of these channels. They're putting information out about their children that nobody should know. They're talking like medical things that have happened to them. They bring them to hospitals. Yeah. They talk about the 8 passengers. The whole family got COVID and they made a video about it and they're all laughing about it.
So you brought up a great point with the medical stuff, Lacey and Josh. So I used to also do insurance, and there's a thing called the HIPAA Act, Health Insurance and Privacy Protection. So that you are not allowed by law to show anyone's medical records outside of their written consent. So I would doubt that they're getting HIPAA waivers.
And how's a kid going to consent to that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right? No, you can't.
The doctor talks to the parent and tells the parent what's wrong with the kid. Exactly. And then the parent has to explain to the kid what's wrong with them or what's not wrong with them.
and I'm not saying that these parents aren't putting out their kids' information like on documentation, but what they're doing is like there's one family vlogger, I forget the name, that it was his birthday party and the dad was flying a drone around having fun and he smokes the kid's face with a drone, like hits him like 4 times, cuts, bleeding, everything. And the first thing they do is turn the camera on so they can document it. Okay, here's my problem. If anything happens in your family, 8 Passengers does this a lot. Everybody does it because as soon as something traumatic happens, it's Our Life does this too for predators. She was at a grocery store, okay, and she's vlogging, and this creepy guy's falling, and she just starts talking about it. She starts vlogging it like it's content. They'd use it for content. If your first inclination, if your kid gets hurt or something happens or your daughter has her period or whatever it is to turn the camera on, F you.
Yeah.
Oh, you're trash. You're trash. Yeah.
Yeah.
And going back to I want to piggyback a little bit off of Josh talking about the lady or the parent giving the kid the cold shower as a punishment and using that as content. Now think about this for a second. What if it was a not privileged person that is not really a creator, and then they just
that kid would be taken away.
Yep.
Right. They just decided to TikTok that them doing this to their kid. That
kid would be gone.
They would be destroyed. People would give them death threats. People would be it's
what
crazy.
is it, HRS,
Well, here's the-
CPD,
Will,
or whatever they're called, would have
Because
taken
they
them.
got the idea from that influencer.
So have you guys heard of Lovely Peaches?
Yeah.
Lovely.
You guys know who Lovely Peaches is?
No.
Oh boy! All right, so get ready for
really
the
quick.
worst
Really
person-
quick. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sue, for the new membership. And there's also a new member as well that I didn't catch. I'm so sorry.
Welcome.
I can't go back. So welcome to both of you guys as a new members to the channel. I appreciate it.
We also had quite a few super chats in there. My buddy Donald Dolan came in. So
Yes.
thank you, Donald.
Donald came in. I've been trying to put them up on the bottom of the screen
Yeah, I've
as
been
to
watching
not
this.
interrupt the flow of the conversation, guys. So if I don't actually say the super chat, I do apologize, but the conversation is really deep, so that's why I'm just putting it up on the bottom. It's covering the glare there when they come up.
So I'll tell you about Lovely Peaches real quick. I stumbled across her somewhere, and she's this overweight African American woman, and she's laying in bed, and she's talking about how she has a, I think, 19-month-old baby, and how she's going to trick and pimp her out, and how I don't even want to use the words, but she puts her fingers in the baby, all this stuff. I mean,
No.
yes, all this is real. So I'm like, what
It's
the?
awful.
So I made a video.
Awful.
It gets way worse. She's like, she deserves it. She came out of me. I can do what I want. I'm going to traffic her. I'm going to do this.
What?
And so this is real. And so I look and I'm like, no. So I made a video called I Found the Devil on the Internet about her. This was months ago. And I'll do a spoiler, but I probably shouldn't because I want you to feel the rage you're feeling right now. At the very end of her little run, you find out she made it all up for the views. She
Yeah.
never did that. But she still thankfully lost the kid
Okay, thank
because
God.
of what she did on the internet. So it has a happy ending. But I'm telling you, when you see it and don't know that, oh my God. Like,
I don't want to see it, but I think I want to
Yeah,
tag off
yeah,
a bunch of this stuff. So you get all these. Here's the problem: is that they have such diehard fans that will do stop at nothing to like either come shut me down. They'll come in they'll copyright strike you. They'll go after you.
Yeah.
Here's the problem: why are you so like? Why are there diehard fans of like? I don't understand this culture.
I don't
like,
understand it either.
When you give a good argument,
you.
if I give a good argument. Then come at me with a thing. Don't come at me with like, oh, why
It's that cult mentality. They feel accepted by someone or something bigger than themselves, so they're going to continue to ride or die for that individual. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But here's the thing: if any one of those individuals, I hear feedback. But if anybody,
somebody's feeding back on their headphones.
so here's the thing: if any one of those individuals feel and understand what those creators are doing are bad, you have 5 creators here that you can come and follow. Will treat you like family, will treat you like gold, and you'll be part of something bigger. Period.
that's right.
We'll
Yeah.
welcome you guys with open arms.
The problem
Yeah.
is here. I'm gonna explain to you something else. Okay, so the problem with using your fans to you're feeding back, Truthy. The problem with feeding back all this stuff is, listen, there's a girl out there, Bits of Brie, okay, and she has a course. You have to pay her $1,000 to join this course, and she teaches you how to be a family YouTuber. Okay, you pay her $1,000, and then that doesn't even get you one-on-one time. That just gets you access to videos that that are hidden. Okay, you watch the videos, and then you have to pay her another $1,000 to have 3 one-on-one sessions with her. To $2,000 to get 3 one-on-one sessions with this lady. Okay, what they do is and then not only that, obviously these are their fans are their customers. These family vloggers don't know you, they don't care about you, they don't want anything to do with you, they don't care. But the other thing is that tons of them use MLMs and sell MLMs as their platform, and they have downlines. They don't actually sell the oils like Young Living. They only sell the downline. And so, and you guys know as well as I do, MLMs are predatory.
Yeah, of course they are.
Oh, yeah. I can't disagree.
And here's it's not, again, switching a little bit. They don't necessarily prey on youth. What they do is they prey on those who are impoverished, people who just basically don't have money, by selling them the dream that, hey, you sell this product and you're going to make a lot of money. And then, you know, like we spoke about earlier, I think McGoo was the one that said you have all that product sitting in your garage.
Yeah, no, it wasn't me who had it. It was friends I knew that they were college students, and those college students tried to get me in on it. They did. It was Quest Communication and one other thing that was a byproduct of Avon, and you had to have. And my dad's second wife had Herbalife, and she had like almost $100,000 in expiring products that she couldn't sell. And they don't care. No refunds. It's too bad. Your product's now expired. We got your $100,000, sucker. That's it.
So do me a favor and explain what MLM is and downline, so that way everybody is on the same page.
Multi-level marketing is what it stands for.
Yeah. Okay. So ultimately, it's this thing that you sell people. So multi-level marketing is what was used to be talked about as a pyramid scheme. So what happens is, like, let's take Young Living oils for example. Okay. Let's take LuLaRoe, which is a big one. Okay. LuLaRoe is like pants. They're tights. They're whatever. In order to join a LuLaRoe, you have to pay $5,000 to get product from them. Okay. So what happens is, let's say you have a person that sells LuLaRoe, right? What they do is they get their friends underneath them. They sign them up to sell LuLaRoe, and they become their downline. Right? So they make money every time their friend sells a piece of LuLaRoe. Okay? If they join up, costs $5,000, they get a hit of that, and then the person above them gets a hit of it. Okay? This is how this works. And then they grow their downline, and it's just a pyramid. The problem is that they target people who are broke, students, moms, stay-at-home moms, people who don't have any money, with these promises of like, oh, you're gonna have the best life ever.
You're only drive a Rolls Royce in a year.
Yeah.
You only have to work half an hour a day, and blah blah blah. And it's documented on their websites. 99.1% of the people that join MLMs are lose money. They lose money.
Yes.
They don't make anything. They lose.
So
money.
I want to make sure that everybody understands that MLM
is 9%.
99%, and it's documented on their own sites.
Yeah. You're not going to make any money. But I also want to make sure that everybody knows that drop shipping and MLMs are not the same things.
Yeah, they're not. And we're going to talk about that on a future episode about what you can do if you want to be a stay-at-home mom. We a lot of us know the same people who do it. There's so many ways you can make money. MLMs are predatory, and there's so many horror stories of people who lost their houses. They lost money that they needed to spend on their rent. They lost money on groceries because they are pressured. And I have text messages, and there's so many videos out there about the tactics that they use. And so these mom vloggers, they use their platform to be like, look at my life. You can have this if you just buy these thieves oil or if you join my downline. And that's predatory. So they're using their fans, and they're being predatory towards their fans. And some of them are making, I think Tiffany Beeston makes upwards of $900,000 just on the oils alone.
God, I'm in the wrong business.
I mean, Josh, could you sleep at night? Like, could you eat without gagging?
I wouldn't. I would do it, but I would very, very. Oh, and I couldn't do it. I'm lying. Who am I lying to? I can't.
Right.
Hey, you guys, is my mic clear now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. So they're the other thing they do is, this is how you build. If you were a dirtbag and you wanted to start a successful MLM, you go to like the Ramada Inn or whatever little crappy hotel, you rent out a conference room, and everybody comes for free to your little seminar, and they get free food, and you pack the room, and you show up in a rented Lamborghini wearing a fake Rolex and go, do you want my life? You can have it too if you join. Yeah. And it's all rented. It's bullshit. It's not real.
Amway was a huge one.
Well, Amway got sued, and Young Living is a big one that all these moms use, and they make insane claims like it can cure cancer, it can cure your diabetes, and they make these claims on their channels, and they say I clean with it. The only product I use. Again, they didn't even join Young Living as like a person that normally would to grow. Young Living pays them to join, and then they set a downline and get bonuses. They're only sponsored. They don't do it, and it's predatory. The issue is that more women lose money on these things, and people get divorced. They cause problems in families, and they don't care. and they target them on purpose. I just got a text message today from somebody that says, target broke people. Basically said, target them and show them the life they can have. And this woman is saying to this other person, like, I don't have that life either. How can I say it? And you know what she said? Fake it till you make it. They don't care. They're unapologetic.
Yeah.
They're unapologetic about it. But
Well, in my industry, in order to get into what I was doing, I had to fake it till I made it. But now I made it, but my faking wasn't hurting anybody. It was
Exactly.
They're
actually
not
helping.
robbing people. I was going to say.
Exactly.
It's that nobody
Well,
else.
They're not making money. None of them are earning money. They're actually like losing and spending their own money just to get in on the first tier, and then after
Of
that,
course.
you just gotta get more product, and you can't.
So
freaking hawk
I
it.
compare
I mean,
all MLMs are comparable to Scientology with the
They really
level
are.
of all that.
You know what? I actually think
Yeah.
they're comparable. I think they're comparable to prosperity ministers.
Yeah,
When you go like,
yeah, it's all the same.
do you want the Lord to bless you? Give me $10,000. I know it's your last 10,000, but you're going to get it tenfold. And I'll send you some prayer water.
They straight up do that on those religious channels, on the evangelistic channels. Like
All the time.
you'll see these huge televangelists with commercials like saying, "Hey, you buy this, you get send us $300 and you'll get this Bible, and it's with a autographed by me inside, and you get this bottle of oil, this anointed oil." And it's blessed, and I promise you, your life's gonna get better. I promise. And they do that straight up on TV, and people buy it.
Yeah,
I look at that and go, "What the hell makes you must think I'm stupid?"
you guys know that I'm an ex-pastor, so here's how this works now. It's changed. Televangelists, except for a few, Benny Hinn, they've all been whistleblown on. They're all fake. Everybody knows that they're fake, right? But here's how televangelists works now. They've become celebrity pastors, and what they do is they start churches which become massive. Like there's a church mega church, like there's a church called Elevation, and Elevation is, I think their annual budget is somewhere upwards of $45 million or something. The main pastor of that church, he has a 16,000 square foot mansion. He has 2 kids, right? And he doesn't even take a salary. What they do is they use their massive platform, and they have record labels now, and they put out music every Sunday. 10,000 Reasons by everything. Okay, listen to this. Every Sunday, there's an artist called Matt Redman. Every Sunday, at least 100,000 churches are playing the song 10,000 Reasons. Matt Redman makes millions of dollars off people playing his music because that's an artist. These pastors, celebrity pastors, they write shitty books and sell their books to their fans, and they make millions off their book deals. That's how they make millions.
My question about that is if it's still a record label, but it's a gospel record label, or the books that you're writing are gospel books, right? Are they not taxed?
No,
Not
you're
taxed.
You're not taxed because you're tax exempt at these churches because they're nonprofit organizations.
Yes,
I know the church. Isn't, but I'm
501c3.
saying, are the record labels taxed, or the?
No, they're
I guess
part of
no,
they're
it's
nonprofit.
they're all nonprofit. They're all subsidiaries of the main company. That's pretty much how it works.
Right.
Yeah,
It's a 501c3 nonprofit corporation.
That's
under
what I
a
have.
Religious umbrella.
but it's
And
a little different. Mine.
Yeah,
I went through a phase when I was a kid. Where I was Pentecostal, right? And the way that they told me and they taught me, I would not listen to worldly or secular music. I wouldn't listen to any popular bands. It had to be some form of, it could be Christian rock. I listened to a lot of Christian rock. Petra, Deliverance, which was metal.
To hell with the devil.
Deliverance.
Zayo. But you're only allowed to listen to that. You're sinning if you're listening to secular or worldly music. So imagine that. So you wonder, it's probably not that big of an audience, but the thing is they're definitely buying that stuff because they're not allowed to buy anything else. So they're definitely buying.
Well,
this.
okay,
I was a Mennonite, and my mom was born in a Mennonite colony. And so I was pumped down my throat as a kid. I was sent to Christian camps in the summer.
Yep.
I always had a this doesn't seem right to me kind of feeling. And then I finally rebelled completely. But
which
but
most
I will
people
say,
do.
Josh, there are still the old school Jimmy Swaggarts and Peter Popovs out there not doing record label stuff solely. They'll tell you, we will cure your cancer.
Yeah.
You give us $500, we'll cure your cancer.
Yep. Oh yeah, and they get away with it. But I want to pivot back to MLMs and through churches. So not only are a lot of these family vloggers Christian, then they're totally live other life. again, our life, Kendall. She says she's Christian. She says a fundamentalist, and she's got fake boobs and Botox galore. Daughters dressed like hookers. It's really, really weird how they profess that they're Christians, but their whole lifestyle is like about Gucci and backpacks and all this craziness that they do. But what they do now, pivoting back, is that churches now have become the epicenter for MLMs. So these women infiltrate these churches, and they use the churches for their sphere of influence, and they sell inside the churches. They have all these parties, and a lot of churches allow them to like rent rooms, to have spaces to do it all.
Because they're making money.
And it's a lot of pastors' wives who are doing it.
It's a perfect marriage.
Yeah. It's perfect.
Tax free.
Yeah,
That's how
perfect
Scientology made it big. Before Scientology was classified as a religious organization, they spent all of their money fighting for that status.
Yeah.
And there's a video you can watch of, I forgot his name, the guy who heads the Scientology church. He's crazy.
L. Ron Hubbard.
David Miscavige.
Okay.
Miscavige, yeah.
Yeah. What a perfect name. So his biggest video that he made, it was an internal leaked Scientology video. We did it. We've won. We finally we're a viable religion, bro. And he just goes on and on and on. And
so just to on that one, if anyone, I think it's on Netflix or on Hulu, I'm not sure, but Leanne somebody or something or another, very famous actress.
Leah Remini.
Yes.
Leah Remini, yeah.
She has a whole 2.5 seasons on Scientology. And now she's starting.
She's great. That's a great. But honestly, my favorite
like
one,
former Scientologist.
Going Clear.
Yes.
Going Clear. Who said Going Clear? That's it. Yes, that's the one.
Guys, I can get into religion all day long with you guys about like maybe it's worth. It's got to be another panel. It's got to be
a whole other one.
Because we can talk for hours. But can I show you guys something else?
Go ahead, shoot, man.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna show you something else now. Let's get back to here. Share this screen here for me, Mr. Nut.
I will show it. I like when you say that.
All right. So here's another thing that has already been discovered, but I didn't discover it until recently. Okay. So check this out. This is called pedophile or predator playlist. So you type in the Weiss Life, okay, or the Ace family or any of these families. Okay. What you do is you go to filter, and you go to playlist. Okay. Now people make these playlists and they're public on YouTube. Okay. But here's the problem. Let's see if I can find one real quick for you guys. Unless it's been removed because I already like called these guys out and they might have removed it. But these people make playlists. Hold on, let me find it. Like this guy. Let's see if we find a better one. Man, they must have removed them because I've been calling them out. Hold on.
Well, at least it was effective.
Well, here you type in.
No,
yeah,
it was real.
Oh, it's because I spelled it wrong. So basically what happens if you go down these playlists, and we have some documented already, but you go down these playlists, and what they do is they make playlists of the family and their diapers, their period kits, and all this kind of stuff. And they create these playlists, and they're men, right? They have men creating these lists, and some of them have subscribers, and they don't have any content on their channel. John Coogan, look at this. Go into here, look at his playlist. What? He has 84 subscribers. Oh no, and I don't know. Sorry, this might not be a good example because he has content. Hold on. Let me go down. Let's go down. I found some before, but they might have taken them down already. Okay, so
listen, there are people that are going on and making the playlist of selected videos of little girls in diapers and girls doing gymnastics, and they.
Yeah. So look, so here's a perfect one. Here's David Wagner. We don't know who he is. There's nothing about him. You don't know anything about him. He's got no content on his channel, but look at his playlists. If he's got some here, all about girls in their bikinis, little girls with their hair. What's going like? It's all little girl blogs. A dude making playlists, and there's hundreds and thousands of these. I just typed in Weiss Life, which is a very small channel. Like if I type in LeBrant family, right? They have the most subscribers, right? I think they're called LeBrant fam. Oh, sorry, the LeBrant fam. Sorry, fam. And then I go to playlists. Oh my gosh, their stuff is so creepy. Playlist. I bet you're gonna find a million other playlists. Yep. And so you just go down and look at the playlist and find a dude's name, and then see what's in his playlist.
That's
and you'll find
crazy.
hundreds of them. You'll find hundreds of them. Some of them have thousands and thousands and thousands of videos on their playlist.
And they're other people's stuff.
Yes, they're other kids' family. The girl that I interviewed. The girl I interviewed today, she said that
what is it there for?
because they're sharing it on their Reddit threads and all their secret forums.
Yeah.
They're sharing these they're curated by predators, basically.
Right. That's what predators do. They conform with each other. They look out for each other so that they can work like almost a working machine, and they can always get theirs. You know, as long as you're getting yours and I'm getting mine, I'll make sure you get yours. You know what I'm saying? It's really twisted because it's
they protect each other. They're
exactly.
you know, they're slithering snakes who hide communally in a shadow, and they're like,
right.
you know, they're just whispering to each other, "We're one of you."
Look at this, guys. Look at this. I just typed in kids in diapers. This playlist has 131 videos on it by this guy, and he's got he's got content. But look at his playlists. Littles, 130 on this guy's playlist of littles.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck, dude?
Why does that exist? Why
Or
does this guy have?
what?
It's all
yeah. Why does
training
that?
pants, diapers, like it's all kids. I don't understand how. And these family
It's
vloggers
a
know
playlist
this.
of it. It's not like he clicked on it once. It's a playlist of these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is why people are
Which
upset
is
right
public.
now because
So imagine
yes.
what we're not seeing.
Yep, it's public. And it's legal for them to have it. They can have these. It's legal.
That's beyond.
So this
Crazy.
is what
That's
this is why
spooky.
It's technically not porn. You know,
Right.
to us when we look at that stuff, we don't see anything vulgar. We don't see anything, you know. But a pervert will do exactly that and pervert it for themselves. So. Yeah. So it's a way of operating.
Go
ahead, Lacey.
That's crazy.
Go ahead, Lacey.
Yeah.
Yes.
So these moms know clearly. They know they have their analytics. So knowing that, would they let their daughter parade out would Savannah allow Everly to walk out on a stage with, you know, let's like bring it down to just say 10 men, all ages, you know, would Savannah allow Everly to walk out and do the splits and, you know, parade around in her little outfit in real life? No.
Yeah.
Obviously
No, she
wouldn't,
would.
but
If she was getting paid for it, she would.
Well,
Yeah, they're getting paid $400,000 for an ad, $50,000 for one ad. Shit,
yeah, crazy.
they don't see their. You got to remember. I said this to the guys earlier. I don't know either, but I said this to the guys earlier. These children aren't children to these parents anymore. They are commodities.
Yeah.
Remember when I told you that, guys, before? A commodity is something to be bought, sold, and trade for monetary gain. That's what a commodity is.
That's a good segue into your story.
Somebody give me a logical explanation for the purpose of a child pageant. I mean, so what I'm saying is an adult pageant, right? An adult pageant. Are we not sexualizing these women when we watch it?
Oh,
I mean,
dude, have you ever seen the episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where Danny DeVito has to keep saying, "I'm not a pedo, I'm not a pedo"? Yeah, it's exactly what I think of pageant moms. They're just always been exploited.
How are these parents not pimping out their kids?
They are.
I mean, that's right. There's no other explanation as to the purpose behind a child pageant to me.
The whole explanation of family vloggers in general is that they make money. The whole problem is that they make money. And so when they find that one of these ads, and I just showed you the analytics of Everly, when her thing jumped up because of that one skimpy picture of her, that was that wasn't a small jump. That was a massive increase. Massive.
That was huge. That's crazy.
So, but it was a good. You're right, Truth. It was a good segue. We talked about this a little bit before, but what's going on with child trafficking? So we're making a parallel between real child trafficking and these digital child traffickings. But like, explain to me what you explained to us before, Mr. Nutt.
Which part? All of it, or what?
Well, I mean, because we got into what you did, and you can tell us as much as you want, but to explain it, because you opened up my eyes to a little bit more.
Okay, really quick, Matt Bond, thank you for the $5. Hillsong Music isn't taxed because it's a ministry of the church.
Yep.
And I will post it up for a minute so pretty much a lot of my followers already know who I am and what I do. I live in Honduras, and I have a nonprofit organization where we build homes for people who are less fortunate, people who live by the river, who just, hurricanes and floods can tear their lives apart. Yeah. So, this nonprofit, what we do is we get land from the government. We have to actually fight for it, and we always win. And we get the land, and we build up communities. We don't just put houses together. We put tilapia farms on it. We teach them how to fish, how to breed the fish. We put schools, clinics, roads, a park in the middle. All the communities are pretty much built the same way. And one of the things that I had my followers don't know this. I'm gonna throw it out there. I had a business partner, and that business partner here was murdered. I'm not gonna go on how he was murdered. The guys in the panel know how he was murdered. It was gruesome. And the reason he was murdered was, some of the people also that follow me know this. What we do is we'll bring in like ex-detectives, ex-military, ex-police agents, and just different individuals, and they'll play as if they are a poor American, not necessarily a poor American, but an American who wants to purchase a child. And then we will follow the line all the way through. He'll actually do the purchase, and then we'll kick the door in. We'll grab whoever we need to grab, take the child all the way to the border of Guatemala, because there are people who will help you get into the border of Guatemala, and then pass into Guatemala. And then the government in Guatemala will capture the individuals who actually do what's called paper trading, which is they will give the child a fake document. They will give like he was actually adopted or given to you through legal means, and then you won't fly back with the child. You'll go on water or land. That's the normal way on how they get back to the States. And what we do is we interrupt that line. We'll kick in a door. We'll grab a child, and we have communities. We have actually buildings where we put these children in, and they usually get indoctrinated by these people that have them. So we usually have to go through a month, 2 months, even 3 months of like dedoctrinating them. I don't know what you would call it in English. Where we mind wipe them back to normality, and then we give them schooling. We give them a place to live, and me and the guys are not allowed into the actual building. We have just older women who take care of them, give them food, do all of that stuff. Some of them do actually get adopted. Some of them stay with us all the way through to, adulthood. So that's some of the things that we actually we do. And
dude, you have a VIP stamp ticket right into heaven, dude. You are a badass.
I don't know about that, man.
I love that, dude.
Well, you know what was crazy was the more hardcore stuff. I don't know if you want to tell them or not, that you mentioned to Josh and I earlier.
Yeah,
about
go into
serious crap kids. Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's times where, we'll actually, like, let's say we have followed an individual on the streets, and we know he's a gang member, and he picks up a kid, and he's trying to indoctrinate that child into MS or one of these other gangs. We'll physically go in and grab the child, gun-toted in hand, and say, hey, you know what? We can either have this child or we can shoot it out, and then nobody's going to have the child. And 9 times out of 10, they just are like, you know what? Take the kid. And, one of the main things is that, like we were talking about earlier, is that a huge majority of the children that do get taken like that are either sold by their parents because of poverty, because it's so impoverished here. And a lot of those children, people would automatically think put into the sex trade. What is it? The sex trade industry? I guess it is an industry, but a lot of them aren't. What happens is a lot of these children are adopted into families, and it's pretty much like a shortcut into getting yourself a child.
Yeah, when you said this today, blew my mind, because I thought, most people would think that child trafficking is about child trafficking into sex rings or whatever it is, right? But it's actually not the case. And you said the majority of them are just bought by people in the U.S. to bring into their families because they don't want to adopt, because they want to take a shortcut.
Yeah, that blew my mind too. Yeah. I thought the same thing you did, John.
Right.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. I got an important call. Just give me 1 second, guys. Take it over. Give me 1 second.
So what he said, so what they're doing is they're coming in here. These people are bringing in these kids because they're being purchased. And, you could say, oh, they're coming into a better life and all that stuff. But at the same time, he said that people will go in, and these people have almost nothing, almost zero to nothing. They'll get offered a large sum of money to them, which is considered a large sum of money, and they will sell their kid, and that's it. That's kind of how this works. And this happens thousands upon thousands of times a year or more. Like, we're talking, when you go into a third world country, whatever it is, it's actually easier. You can just go get a kid. There's ways that people are doing this, and it's just being overlooked because for whatever reason. Like, let's say a wealthy family can't have kids and they don't want to adopt. They don't want to go through the whole process. And sometimes if you do go through the process, by the time I'm an adopted dad, I have 2 kids, right? But when you do it, right, sometimes it can take years. And so a lot of these people want toddlers, babies, so they can have them from the form of their birth and onward. So if you wait for an adoption, it could take years. By the time you get the kid, it could be a toddler. So some of them will just use their privilege and wealth, go to another country, and they will just buy a kid. And this happens all the time. And not necessarily being trafficked into these things, but they're being bought. And so I think it's being overlooked because a lot of them are like, well, they're pulling them out of a third world country where they're not going to have a good life, coming into a family that has a good life, and they just overlook it. They justify it. But I don't think that's proper. There's no way you should be able to do that.
Well, that's what he was saying, was that the paperwork where he's at is nil. So, and after a while, nobody's going to ask any questions. So let's be like, yeah, it's been your kid for years.
Well, and Margaret has a good point in the chat. Like Micah did, they instead of fostering. So here's why family vloggers won't foster. Okay, you can't put foster kids on a video. It's like you can't. You're not allowed to. If you're going to be a foster parent, you cannot put them out there for the world to consume. It's like illegal. You're not supposed to do it. So that's why they won't do it. So if all these family vloggers were so pure of heart and all that stuff, they would just foster. They have enough money. They have these giant houses. Why not foster? DCP Tom, he's one of my co-hosts. Right. The guy fosters a kid like twice a year. He's got like 12, 15 kids that have come through his house. He fosters. They're not allowed to put it online, but they do it out of the goodness of their heart, right? So what these families do is they adopt because they can put those kids on TV. The Micah Stauffer situation, this is what happened with her, right? She went to China. It was easier. She found a kid that had issues because it's easier, right? It was just a fast track to adoption. That's why she did it.
Yep.
Which made it quicker.
Yeah, so, and then they assumed something of him. They thought that he was terminal or whatever, allegedly. They got him here. And you know what? And we talked about this earlier. Even if people are bringing in kids from problematic backgrounds who are terminal, and they're like, maybe they want to give this kid who's terminal a good life, and maybe that's, good for you if you want to do that, because I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But what I allegedly assume and think is that they thought this kid was going to be terminal. They were going to help him for the rest of his life. That could have been a short life. Ended up not being terminal. Ended up just being, autistic because I guess he had a stroke in utero or something like that, and he was just going to be with them for the rest of their life, and then they just rehomed him because it was that was a game changer for them because it wasn't in their plan. And so this is the problem with all this stuff. Right. Is that a lot of family vloggers, and it's Our Life did it too. They just adopt because they won't foster, because if they have foster kids in their house, they can't make videos.
I never knew that. I never knew that. That makes sense.
Yeah. If you just have kids in temporarily out of the goodness of your heart, you're an angel as far as I'm concerned, because you're not doing it for any other reason, because you're not allowed to make money off of it. And these families will not foster because they cannot have a video camera in their house.
Yeah, you have to, the kid's privacy is number one.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know how far you guys got into explaining everything with, did you guys?
We just kind of got into where it's becoming a problem because they're coming in and buying kids.
Yeah, it is. So now, like I was telling you guys earlier, you've got these individuals who can only afford a tortilla. What is a tortilla in English?
Tortilla. It's tortilla.
A tortilla, yeah. And, they're putting lemon and sugar on it, and that's all they can afford. Their houses are made of pallets and cardboard, and they've got this kid. Somebody comes up to him and says, hey, you know what? I'm going to give you $5,000 for that kid, which is generous. They're probably offering $2,000 to $3,000. And that's a lot of money when you're only making like $10 a month. You know what I mean?
That's almost literally selling your soul to the devil.
It is.
That's almost literally doing.
But they look at it like this. Yeah. I have 5 kids, or and I have my daughter and my wife. Let's just say I have a family of 5. You have 3 kids, you have a wife, a husband, and you've got to feed this family on $10 a month. Okay. And all you can do is get tortillas, lemons, and salt, put it on these things. And you can say to, in yourself, you're justifying it by saying, I'm not justifying it. I'm just trying to give you their point of view. I can give my family a better life, a nice little house, and I could probably get a bicycle to be able to get to and from a job out in the farm. And rather than making $10, I'll make now $80. So they're looking at the long term, which either way, it's shitty, because the condition that the country is in is partially its own doing, but then you've got outside influences like Europe and America. That
how do the parents, because it sounds like it's more normalized down there, do they have guilt and feel sorrow for the rest of their lives, or are they just like business as usual?
a lot of them have learned to compartmentalize. They push that side like, oh, you know what? In their mind, that child is in a better place, living the American life. It's going to be going to college, driving a Porsche. You know, they're living that life that they would never be able to give to them. And in some instances, that is true. I would say let's go as high as 95 to 90% of instances, that is actually true. But here's the flip side that I didn't tell you guys earlier. A lot of kids would get sold into families right here in Honduras, and that kid is put into servitude. Now, they're not beating that child, but that kid has his own room, but your job is to clean my house. Make sure that you go out. I'm going to give you a shopping list, and you're going to go out and purchase. I'm getting feedback.
A house slave.
Yeah.
Basically.
So they're getting, and on top of that, they're not buying the kid outright. They're paying a rental. So they're getting money for that kid every month to the family. And the kid is over here working, and the kid's making money as well, but he's probably making like $5 a month, but he's getting food, roof, and everything in return. And I have yet to see, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I have yet to see with my own eyes where a situation where the child is abused or something like that. They're screamed at, which again, we all are on the same page that mental abuse is the same as physical abuse.
Yes.
So there are kids that do get screamed. And I know a lady who actually had a little girl from the mountains, and that little girl was probably the best thing for her in that particular instance, because that lady turned her into her real daughter. The girl went to college. She's a lawyer now, and she lives in the States. But how far and few between is that story?
Right. It's the exception, not the rule. It's the exception. Exactly. And I had to shed that as well, because everything's negative, but I did have to shed a little bit of positiveness onto a bad situation. It's a shitty situation. It's something that should be stopped, but it won't be stopped, and it never will be stopped because, again, it is an industry ran by the cartels. Mm-hmm. So why would they stop that?
And you know, it depends on the morality of the family that's buying the child, you know. So luckily, in your case, you've only seen these things pretty much work out for the better. But I mean, and
I probably want to
stop a really shitty family from hurting these kids.
Yeah, and that's what I probably do to myself. I probably am lying to myself. And when I hear something like that, not that I don't listen, because I would definitively do something, but maybe I just don't surround myself around those individuals that would actually do that on purpose, because I've already have enough negativity around me where literally we are, you know, kicking doors down. And I told you guys with the special forces down here, they're called the Tesones. The Tesones they're like the Navy SEALs down here. And because of our group, we are capable of helping them to do their job more efficiently, and we watch them to make sure they do their job more efficiently, because
that's
awesome. somebody will give them, you know, $200 and be like, hey man, just turn your head, man. Yeah, they'll do it too, because they're not making any money. But if they got these gringos watching them, they're gonna be like, yes sir, you know.
Do they call it mordida down there?
Una mordida, yeah, una mordida.
Yeah. And so I would say to them, and I'll translate or whatever, but ¿cuánto cuesta su alma, cabrón?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know, that, like, how much
tu alma, cabrón? Yeah, es cierto.
Yeah, like that means how much does your soul cost? And mordida is that for those of you, like, it starts in Mexico and works its way all the way down Latin America. Mordida is a legally accepted principle of bribes. Like when my family had a deal with Mexico, they had to have a briefcase of $50,000 just to get an audience, and it's totally legal. But mordida.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. What a difference!
I do it all the time. They'll pull me over, even though I told you earlier, I travel with a small entourage of, you know, well-armed military men, but we still get pulled over. And just for the, you know, the cop to leave us alone, I'm guilty of it too. I'm like, here's 100 lempiras.
You have to,
Get the hell out of my face.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm guilty of it. I should,
because it's the reality you live in.
No, but when I first got here, I would tell them to go shove off.
Okay.
I doubt you have the rights there that you would here. So who knows if you allow them to hassle you and you don't pay them off to leave you alone. Who knows?
Go to Tijuana.
Yeah.
Get arrested in Tijuana.
So how they're going to treat you. So
well, the soldiers that are with me always tell me, don't pay them. We'll get you out of the problems. I'm like, no, I'll give them the money. They'll get the hell out of here. And that's probably dinner for for their family tonight.
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah,
soldiers
and they're
that I
probably
travel with,
paid.
yeah, but the soldiers that I travel with are head chopping, throat cutting, crazy ass soldiers that you just tell them I let you go and loose to do what they will destroy and a whole city. They're
Holy cow.
they're crazy. They're good people. They're good guys, but they genuinely fucking scare me. You know what I mean?
That's they're good
Yeah.
dudes, but they'll burn down a town.
Oh yeah, no, without a doubt. Yeah.
So I mean, bringing it all that I want to parallel it with, again, child trafficking it takes many forms. Okay,
It does.
It takes many forms. In the case that we're talking about tonight with these family vloggers, is their trafficking is of the images of the children, and they know that they are being consumed by these men, and they don't care. And here's the problem: is eventually, and this is what I'm going to talk about tonight, is why do we have to wait until someone is murdered, killed, kidnapped, or otherwise before we make a move, before we change the way it works, right? And so I'm scared that and there's already been a YouTuber. What was her name? She was on she was a singer. She was made famous by YouTube, and then she went out to fan meets, and then one of her fans killed her. I forget her name, but it happened, right? These people have crazy
I know
followers.
who you're
I
talking
have
about.
people.
Yep.
I have people telling me I murder
That's-
people and stuff like that already.
That's how Selena was. That's
yeah.
how Selena was
Yes.
killed. So her,
Yeah.
the person who started and ran
Yeah.
her fan club,
Yeah.
murdered her, shot her.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's the problem. These guys have insane followers, and you're letting them into your life. And so a lot of these people are they're not all there, right? These guys are predators, right? What they do is they think they're a part of your family because you're saying the words, "Welcome to our family.
Yeah.
We love you. You're part of this whole thing with us. Come on in." And then they don't understand, they don't differentiate. And so what they do is they start becoming like, I'm part of the family. The Our Life, Kendall Rich, she'll come on her show and she'll like read text messages from her predators, and she'll be like, "Oh yeah, laugh at them and all this stuff. You don't know where I live," and she'll zero in,
that's
and
just
she's like,
taunting danger.
she's so stupid. And here's the problem: her kids are there listening while she's doing all this stuff, and those kids eventually she's going to taunt the wrong person, and that's the problem. That's
Well,
the
Josh,
problem.
all it takes, and you know how shitty school kids are,
Or
is
her
a
kids
school
are gonna be
kid
doing it.
to go
Yep.
to a YouTuber who
Yep.
goes to school with her daughter and is
Yep.
like, "Oh, this is where they live."
Mhm.
Personal doxing, essentially.
Yeah, and I think part of the reason half these family vloggers homeschool their kids is twofold: to keep them safe and to keep them giving content 24 hours a day.
Yes. Yeah. It's like a factory. It's a content factory.
Yep. And a lot of these kids don't get proper educations because they're busy making content. You guys know this. You know how long it takes me to make a 1 hour video that I post on
my
Instagram?
God.
It takes me 6 hours.
Yeah.
Okay, so if they're doing family vlog and they're going shopping with the cameras, they also have to edit
And
that.
edit-
Their
oh.
whole life is content. It's always what's next. Tomorrow we're going to Target. So this day we're going here. Oh, here we need to make stuff up, and they have to turn a camera on for everything because you guys are. We all know this. Families aren't like that. I do the same shit every day. Wake up, throw waffles at my kids, kick them under the bus, get them off, and then I go to work, right? Come home, we have trampoline, we have piano, we have everything. That's our life every single day. Nobody lives the way that these families live. Nobody does that. They don't have shopping hauls and all this. My shopping haul, hey, I brought home some groceries. That's my shopping haul. And they do it every day because people love to watch them spend money because they can't. It's like people love to watch rich people be rich. Isn't that a weird?
Yeah.
You know, they call that. There's a term for that, and that there's a lot of douche tubers like the Logan Pauls. They flex on their subs. That's called flexing.
I'm gonna start flexing on my subs.
Yeah, right. Like to me, that's one of the most. That's another thing that we've never mentioned, but it's just a disgusting lesser component. Is look at what I got, suckers. You don't have it. And people like to be flexed on. I guess
It's weird, man.
I don't get it.
And they all drive the same shitty Range Rover, and they all have like the Botox and all. Like I don't want to shame people for Botox and all this stuff, and I don't want to shame it. But
They overdo it though.
But the problem is that women compare themselves and moms compare themselves to these women, right? And they're putting something out there that is unachievable. And so what people are waking up to now is that they're like, I'm telling them, stop comparing yourselves to these women because they are fake. Everything they do is fake. It's manufactured. It's because you're the customer. So stop comparing yourself because you are always going to be left wanting. That's the problem. problem. And so they get their beautiful giant fake eyelashes out to here, and they get Botox, and they get fake boobs and all that stuff, and that's great. Do what you're gonna do because you love your body, but don't expect other women to always compare themselves to you, right?
Exactly.
Do it for yourself. But what they do is they leave women wanting and less because they can't afford that stuff, the Botox and the boobs and the Range Rovers and the insane cameras and the lifestyle, the houses, the white walls. They can't afford all that stuff. And so people are always left wanting and being flexed on and left being like, I'm inadequate.
Yeah.
I think that YouTube, I think that the family vloggers is kind of like the next, like, not Real Housewives of Anywhere, but it's, reality TV is such a big deal, even though, even though there's the fourth wall and we know that it's not necessarily reality, but we think it is.
People look at it as real.
A lot of people think that shit's real.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They're dumb.
Yeah.
They're dumb.
I did one time when I lived in Miami, I was a body piercer, and I did a Spanish program called Caso Cerrado, right? And it's kind of like
Closed
Judge
cat.
Judy. Closed
You said
case.
Caso Cerrado?
Case closed.
Yeah.
I thought you said gato.
Caso Cerrado.
Caso.
So,
Okay.
So what I did was I pierced this kid's ear. I gave him an industrial.
Just speak English.
And they paid me $100. They paid me $100. But the thing is it took all day long, because the producer was there just talking with none of these people knew each other. Okay, the storyline was there was this kid. He was 18 and he lived with his grandparents. The grandmother wanted the kid wanted to get an industrial piercing. The grandmother didn't want him to get it and the grandfather was like real old fashioned and Hispanic and being like, no, that's for gay people. And that means he's gay if he does it and blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing. None of these people knew each other. They met that day. They each got paid $100. I got paid $100 on top of, I was like, you're going to pay me for the piercing too.
I knew that was fake.
I'm doing it for free. Yeah, and they were sitting there. This producer was just like telling, okay, you're gonna do this, and then you're gonna do that. This went on all day, and all I had to do was pierce the guy. And I was like, why didn't you just tell me to come in and pierce the guy when it was time to do it? Because I don't have anything to do with this story. I'm just the guy piercing the kid once he does it. But it took all day because this producer was basically writing and directing the situation. They had to improvise it when they got up there, but the situation was absolutely laid out.
Oh, dude! I told you I was the personal chef for the secondary Kardashian family, and I did that for years. And so I would hear the shit that they talk about because they gossip like crazy behind the scenes, and every single thing is staged. Like it's all staged.
And well, here's another thing too: is it's staged because the content is ridiculous. Like they make up stuff. But another problem is that you're comparing yourself to these. Everything that they have is free. They get it all because it's all like subsidized by their advertising. So and they it's all manufactured because they have to. They have no choice. But what happens when the kids decide they don't want to be part of it anymore? That's the problem. And Friday we're going to talk about that big time on my channel.
So really quick, I had some people in the chat asking me how to help. And I spoke to this with DCP earlier. I do not mix my YouTube life with my real life because in YouTube Landia there are some nasty ass people.
Right.
So if you feel the need that you want to do something, there are a plethora of nonprofit organizations that are directed to helping individuals here in Honduras, and you can pick and choose any which one of those you want. And once you do that, just know that you helped. The way I get my stuff is from the local governments. They pay us to do it, and we bring in Americans from certain churches to help build those homes. But I've already got a line with those churches. They've already every so often they'll send volunteers, 30 to 40 people. They'll help just so that way those individuals can see what's going on and then go back and then tell the churches, hey, this is what these individuals are doing down here and this is what they need from us. And those people will come and help send money to, for extra bricks, concrete, whatever is lacking, they'll pick up the other end. But like I said, because number one, the country is such in bad
Poverty.
state, in such a bad state in poverty, and the trolls can be dangerous. I don't want to connect the two. Because really nasty things can happen, because there's nasty people down here that will protect me with their lives. I mean, will jump on a grenade and run after you with their bodies cut in half. You know what I mean? To protect me. And then you've got those trolls that are just
we have Habitat for Humanity here that's similar. So Habitat for Humanity is a very proven organization.
You want to help? Go to this is what I'll do. This is what you can do. You can make a friend with a contractor and tell the contractor, hey, look, I want you to do me a favor. When you pull out the cabinets of a home or the countertop and it's intact, let me pick it up and take it to Habitat Humanity. You're picking up that thing that would have otherwise been thrown away, and you're taking it to Habitat to Humanity, and they can utilize that to help build a home. Doors, whatever it may be. Remember, there are people that need help in America as well, North America. We need help here as well, but remember, your neighbor needs help. The guy down the street who you think is in great condition, he needs help. You know, the individual that's around the block that's smiling at you every day because he doesn't want to bring you his problems, he needs help. There's so many ways to help right around the corner from where you're at. So always remember that. It's great. We want the help. But help those there first, because that's where you're at. And then if you have $1 or $2 left over, go to google.com and look in charities for Honduras, and I might pop up. And if I pop up, awesome. Then you just, you won't even know it, but you're donating to the company. And that, those proceeds will definitively find their way down here. A pair of shoes will be bought, a shirt will be bought, a meal will be bought. The Catholic Church sent us a couple months ago trailers full of these ready to eat meals. They were like legumes, veggies, and so we're okay. But always remember that there's a person around the corner that does need your help, and bless them. Even if you don't go to church, put a little envelope, put $10, go to the church, drop it off. If you feel like, that you don't want to go to the church to do that, there's a million other places that would be more than.
Let me make a suggestion to you guys here for a second. Okay. A lot of churches do this. My church did this a lot, is they do this thing. They have food banks, right? Food banks will want your food. Instead of giving the food bank, going to the store and buying a $6 jar of peanut butter. Okay. Go give $6 to the food bank. They can buy 3 jars of peanut butter. Okay, so if you're going to do something with your money, food banks have purchasing power. So there's one thing you can do is you can go to your food bank. You know what you can do also in your neighborhood? And a lot of people know single moms who don't have a lot of money, whatever it is. You know what you can do? You can go buy a ton of groceries or a grocery gift card, drop that off on their porch in their mailbox and run away. Don't even tell them it's for, just don't even do it. Some people don't like having that stuff or even knowing that people know their situations, but why don't you go do something good for somebody? I can't stick around too long because this is a great ending. And if you want to help, guys, there's a million things you can do. Don't film it. Don't put it on YouTube. But here's what you can do. If you want to help with this whole child exploitation side of things that we talked about today and the YouTuber stuff, again, we're launching. Go to Facebook. We have a group called The Problem with Family Vloggers - the DCP. We're going to mobilize now to come after to target the advertisers by telling the advertisers, hey, I'm no longer going to buy your product if you advertise with these family vloggers. And here's why. We got to give them reasons to, right? And so what we're going to do is we're going to start targeting the advertisers, because once you demonetize the ability to monetize your children, then maybe they won't do it anymore.
Exactly. That's such a good point, man. And that you got to hit them where it hurts, and that's where the money.
Yep, that's the wallet, man.
That's it. That's all you gotta do. YouTube, all they have to do is make one choice. They already did it with the comment section. They just have to demonetize anything with kids under 13 by their own rules. Anything under 13, no monetization.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
So one of the things is kind of a little bit off subject is I was talking to McGoo earlier that this is something that I want to do with the 4 of you guys at least once a month. Whether it be the beginning, we can choose a day, where we can do this every month, once a month, where we get all of our findings of all of everything that's going on. And we show everybody, hey, this is what we found. We did the footwork for you so that way you don't have to. But we always want you to make sure that you take the information we give you and fact check it. Yeah. We're not like those other individuals that tell you, hey, you know what? This is the truth. And this is what we want you to believe. And no. Go fact check it. So if you're a person that loves those family bloggers, and you are listening to us and don't believe what we're saying, take the information, do the footwork yourself, and find out on your own. Yeah, I dare you to do it. I challenge you, in fact, to open up your mind and stop being a drone and actually find. And that's not an insult. Being a drone is not a bad thing. It just means that you're not capable of being a leader. But I know that you can be, because every human can be a leader. So you just need to break out that mold.
Yep,
Once you break out that mold and you see for yourself with new eyes everything that's happening, the exploitation of these individuals, then you can say, you know what? Those 5 individuals that were on that panel are fucking crazy, but they're right.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's what I want to challenge you.
Okay, I dropped the. Oh, I'm not allowed to add a web address to your chat.
What? That means you're not. Say something in the chat so that way I can give you a wrench. I don't know how you don't have a wrench, man. Just put something in there. How the hell did that happen? Who did that?
It's because I've never been in chat. It's fine.
I know.
I'm
just messing with
I'm
you.
gonna drop the. I'm gonna drop the link to the Facebook group so people can come join. Guys, we're trying to keep that Facebook group really drama free. We're just trying to mobilize. So just come on. If you want to be douche about it, don't come in here. We're only here to do the thing we need to do. Here we go.
100%. You know, if you want to troll me, you'll be wasting your time. You know what I mean? Because I will agree and agitate you more than you can ever agitate me. Like I was telling Mr. McGoo, he's like, oh, you know,
I can be pretty annoying.
Yeah. Oh, I could be hellified annoying.
I'm a big fan of reverse trolling. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We just go the legal route now. We've got filed IC3 FBI complaints, made local police reports. Where we just go the legal route. It's like, all right, there you go.
Yeah. So you know, I don't, because I'm so far away. I challenge those individuals as well to come down and visit me. You can come and drink a coffee with me, but doesn't mean that coffee is going to be I won't even finish that sentence.
No, I'll say it for you. Come to Honduras for coffee. Stay because you got murdered.
I was going to say, come for the coffee, stay for the food.
Yeah, you know, and it's crazy, man. I actually had somebody that's a long time ago. I used to have another channel. This is off subject, and it was about RCs. I collect RCs and fix RCs. You know, nitro, which is gas powered and electric, and all
Okay,
that
I
stuff.
just lost my boner. I had a full half chub going. I'm sorry.
and so with that being said,
cars.
Yeah, RCs are the best, man. So anyway, I had a guy who trolled the crap out of me, and I literally, he sent me his address and everything. He's like, I dare you. I was like, okay. So I flew there and I knocked on his door, and now he's one of my good friends, but he shit himself. Oh my God.
It's back. It's back. It's back.
That's legendary.
How's this for your boner, Lacey?
Yeah.
That's it. I'm back.
This is a real. This is real.
Oh my God.
This is real, dude. Yeah, it's like 15 pounds.
I gotta say, your background setup is probably my favorite on YouTube.
Oh, that's
Like
good.
just the shield and everything. I love it. Like the lighting's awesome. I love it.
I like
guys.
big.
When we come on next time, when we do another one, like I should have I like doing the idea of having a big topic. Maybe next time we should dive into televangelists, celebrity pastors, and talk about the church world, because I know a lot.
So I need a verbal contract from every single one of you guys. There's 2 things we need to do. We need to find a name for this newfound family for the 5 of us, and I need a verbal contract stating that this is something that we are willing to do at least once a month, bringing the light to the darkness.
Yeah,
you know,
I
said
100%
fellowship of justice, but I don't think it's that great. I'm open to anything you guys want to come up with.
Okay, so McGoo's down, Glare is down, Illuminati, you're down, DCP, you down?
You got it.
Okay, so everybody heard it. They can't back out now. That's why I did it on live.
We gotta come up with something. You know what? Once we come up with a name and everything, I'll make a movie poster. You guys have seen my logo at the Back to the Future?
It's so
I
good.
love it. Yeah, I love it.
It took me 17 hours to make that.
Hey,
I went to
you're
your
gonna have to give
community
me
section.
big duck lips and a big old nice rack, and big old duck lips and eyelashes when you do it.
Done. Easy.
You
So
can get it for real in Honduras for $50.
there you go. Not even less.
I like it.
I know a guy.
I know
I know a guy.
I know a
You
guy.
do. It's in your basement, isn't it?
Yep.
All right,
I'm
guys.
the only dude in Honduras with a basement, by the way. That's some dangerous shit, ain't it?
Holy smokes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm
All right,
coming
guys,
to visit you
I have to
someday.
get up at 5 a.m. I got work to do.
All right,
It's
guys.
been a pleasure. And thanks
Me
for
too.
talking about this. I think it's an important topic. All
Yes.
those out there listening, go spread the word. I have 4 videos on my channel directed at Joe Rogan, Ted Cruz, Phil DeFranco, and PewDiePie. If you want to take those videos and link them in Twitter and make sure those guys get their eyeballs on those videos, we can mobilize that way too by doing some legal action.
Yes.
Nice.
All right. Thank
Sweet.
you guys for having us on. Subscribe to everybody and have a good night. Thanks a lot for having us on.
Bye, guys.
Peace.
Oh man, I
Thanks.
appreciate it. Bye guys,
Oh, yeah.
and to everybody, I want to say thank you for being on. And we will be doing this again next month sometime. We'll just figure out when. So with that being said, peace. I got to get the end screen
Bye,
right.
guys.
Keep doing that. Oh, I lost my button. There we go. All right, guys. Peace.